When it comes to reading comics, while I do prefer to read manga over just about anything else, I also am very, very interested in Korean manhwa comics or the Korean web comics. And today I want to recommend 6 currently ongoing Reincarnation series. Most of them are reincarnation into novel character stories. And the first one is called I Will Become the Villain's Poison Tester. This series follows our main character named Giselle as she enters the world of a book. And the character she enters, Giselle, is one of the most notorious villains, kind of. Not like the big bad villain, but like she's a rather notorious villain. And she is jailed for her crimes before she entered her body. And while she's going about everything, she realizes that she's immune to poisons. And not just that, she's immune and can taste the difference in poisons. And they all seem to taste pretty good to her. She seems to think they all taste kind of fruity. And while in jail, a mysterious figure comes and hands her a vial of potion, tells her to drink it. And she goes, okay, like, I will drink it, but if I survive the poison, you have to help me get out of here. You have to take me to this character because she knows everybody because she's read the book already. He thinks she's funny. He's like, yeah, I'll help you out after you drink the poison, sure. And she drinks it. And of course, she's fine because she's immune. And he finds her really, really interesting. So he does help her out. And then it's revealed he's one of the characters who is like one of the actual villains. Like he's not the big bad villain, but he's in the gang of that villain. And Giselle is like, oh no, what's going on? So she's plucked by the villains, and now she is working for them as a poison taste tester. And this is a fantasy romance series, and I really, really enjoyed it. The art is beautiful, all the characters are really unique and funny, and the romance between Giselle and the villain is very interesting. You quickly learn that who are meant to be the villains aren't really villains, and who are meant to be the good guys aren't really good guys. So it's very interesting character dynamics. The next one, number 2, is An Extra Stole the Male Leads. And again, ongoing fantasy romance series. And just based by the title, I feel like you can tell what it is. But here's a quick recap. Our main character, Salonia, enters the world of a novel where she is a savior. So she has to team up with 3 men, and they go out on a very, very long, very, very grueling adventure where eventually they defeat the demon lord altogether. And it's over, and the entire of the adventure does take a toll on Salonia, and she passes out and falls into a coma for a couple months. When she wakes up, literally everything is different. All of the men that she traveled with, who during their travels, they became so close. Like one of them she was engaged to, another one was like a dragon person, gave her his heart, like so, so close. Before she fell into the coma, after she fell into the coma, they hate her. They're all obsessed with some random new girl who wasn't even really in the original novel. Like Salonia really can't, she doesn't have any idea who she is, and she has no idea why all of the men who loved her before now treat her like garbage. Like it's very, very confusing. On top of that, a mysterious man comes to find Salonia, and this mysterious man just happens to be the demon lord in a new human body. And Salonia quickly realizes that he's the demon lord, but the demon lord himself doesn't understand it. He's had complete memory loss. So he was defeated, woke up kind of outside, I guess, and had no idea of anything. So he didn't realize he wasn't a human. He's super strong, has no realization as to why, and he feels kind of drawn to Salonia. So after being thrown out by everybody that she knows and loves, she's kind of welcoming the very, very nice demon lord's presence. So the two of them go on a little, not adventure, but the two of them kind of team up because Salonia needs somebody in her corner. And that's An Extra Stole the Male Leads, also a very interesting one. This one has a lot of magic and again complicated relationships because of the magic, and I'm enjoying this one. This next one is for cat lovers, and it's called I Possessed a Villainess, but I Want to Raise Cats. And again, this is a book reincarnation series about a girl named Lawayne who entered the body of a villainess. And unfortunately, before she entered this body, the villainess character was rather abusive to a species where humans are able to turn into animals. She really enjoyed abusing them. She was pretty famous for her hatred of these animal humans. And so after Luane takes over the body and she's an avid animal lover, she has a couple things she needs to do. First one is to avoid the tragic fate that this villainess is destined to have because of her horrible, horrible ways. And number two is to make amends for all of the animals that her past self has harmed. So, to do both of them in one go, she marries a duke who is able to turn into a cat. And the Duke wants really badly to hide the fact that he can turn into a cat from Luane because he knows about her villainous past. Like, he doesn't really want her to hate him, but he's really attracted to her because Luane herself is a cat lover. And for some reason, she has this thing about her that draws all the cats to her. So the animals that she did abuse in the past are pretty scared of her, but the ones that are new to her love her right away. They say like she even smells like fresh grass. Like all the animals, especially the cats, just really really like her. And it's just a sweet story. Luane is really really a good person. So she is able to very very quickly make amends with those that she abused in the past so far. And she's able to make new friends very very quickly. And her relationship with the Duke is just very cute. At the part I'm at right now, he like he's still trying to hide the fact that he's a cat from her, but he's very cat-like even in his human body. So it's a very cute series. The next one is called Becoming the Dark Hero's Daughter. And again, this is a reincarnation story about a little orphaned girl called Lei who on the streets with the other orphans, she has kind of she's learned the ropes of how to survive without any parents, any money, any help whatsoever. And one of the ways that she has learned to survive is that she will find a rich looking man or woman and beg them for help. And typically, they'll either give her money or food, which she'll then say thank you for and run back to her group of friends and then share everything with them. But one day, she ran into the Duke Callan. And when she begged him for money or food, he just shooed her away. And maybe the shock of being shooed away was too much for her. But in that instance, she recalled her past life and realized that she was in a book. She was a character in a book. She understood the plot. And she realizes that this man, Duke Callan, is searching for a criminal. And if the plot goes where it's meant to go, he's not going to find the criminal. And the criminal is going to go into the streets where the orphans live and wreak havoc amongst Leigh's friends. Wanting to avoid that, Leigh tells the Duke, do not go where you're going. You need to go down this aisle, this alleyway. Go down this alleyway right now. And the Duke is like, what are you talking about? But he does listen to her, and he goes down the alleyway and he finds the man. And then he goes right back to Leigh. It goes, how did you know? How did you know who that man was? And how did you know that I was looking for him? And Leigh is just like terrified because he's a big man. She knows what's going on in the story and she knows who this Duke is. And the Duke is known as a dark hero, where he enacts justice in a rather cruel way. And so after having him kind of catch on to like she knows more than she should, he gives her his card and eventually has her come to his castle because he's a duke. He has a castle where she begs him for a place to stay. He says sure, and he keeps her close to him. And at first, he keeps her close to him because clearly she knows more than she should. Like, even from the very first day, how did she know he was looking for that man? He didn't really trust her. She clearly knows a lot, and she's having to balance not giving herself away, but also changing the plot of the story so that more people can be saved. So she has to kind of give him advice that is believable for a child to give. And eventually she is able to win his trust, and it's a nice story. If you like those father-daughter stories, I think you'll like this one. Next one, again, also for cat lovers, is called I Became the Emperor's Cat. Again, transmigration. I don't know how to say that word, but a woman entered the body of a cat in this world. And I don't know exactly why. Maybe it's just the aura the cat has. Maybe it's the fact that it has dual eye colors. I'm not quite sure. But she's picked up by the temple, and they think that she is this, what's it called? Like a holy cat, a royal cat, I don't know. A cat, a special cat with divine powers, basically. And they gift her to the emperor, thinking, like, here's a cat. It's an amazing, powerful cat. Please treat us well. It's a peace offering. And the emperor, known as a very vicious, bloodthirsty man, doesn't believe that the cat has any magical powers. A cat's a cat, you know? And he says to the cat, to our main character, her name is Marie, "What did I have for lunch today?" And if it was just a normal cat, obviously doesn't know. And Marie doesn't have any special powers. She has a human brain, but like, how are you gonna guess what a man had for lunch? You know. But she is able to just barely pass his test, and she is welcomed into the castle. But the king is, or the emperor, he's still not a nice guy. Like, he accepted the cat. He was gonna feed it to his pets, but he didn't. He accepted Marie as his cat, but he just kind of shoos her away, like, she lives in the castle, but don't come too close to me. And the story revolves around Marie having to prove herself to be a useful divine cat. I think it's a divine cat, a useful divine cat, while also kind of helping the emperor avoid disaster, basically. In the story, the emperor is such a cold, bloodthirsty man because basically everybody's either gunning for his life or trying to become the empress or gain a powerful position by using him. So clearly, like, he can't trust basically anybody. So slowly but surely, Marie has to both gain his trust and help him stay alive and avoid these negative relationships. And the last one is called The World's Strongest Are Obsessed with Me. This one is a reincarnation into a otome game series where originally the story kind of went like this, where there are powerful people who are born gifted with powers. But there is a caveat to these powers, as there always is, where the more you use the powers, the more it takes a toll on your mind. And eventually, they'll have an outburst where the powers will explode and eventually they will cease to exist. But there's one, the main character has the power to calm down these explosions, basically saving their lives, allowing them to use their powers absolutely freely. And because it's an otome game, all of the men try to monopolize that main character because they don't want anybody else to be able to use her powers. They want her to be theirs exclusively. But in this, after our character, her name is Dahlia, enters the story, she becomes the main character instead of the intended main character. And she is the younger sister of the most villainous of all of the male lead candidates in the story. And Dahlia must, well, first she needs to realize that she's become the main character, realize that she does have this power. And she also needs to make good relationships with all of these, I think they're called transcendents, all of these characters with these magical powers. She needs to befriend them all and not get kidnapped, basically, not become monopolized by just one character. And it shows the story of Dahlia slowly gaining the trust and love of everybody around her. And this is a really, really sweet family story. Like, if you like a good brother sister, like strong family bonds story, this is a very good one. And that was 6 reincarnation manhwa series that are free to read on TAPAS. Let me know if you read any of them, and let me know your thoughts on them, please.